everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh. Before we get started, I want to talk to you today about Geology. Geology is a 41-time award-winning skincare and body care company. It's been recognized in Men's Health, Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, Ask Men, and Oprah Daily Grooming Awards. I didn't know that Oprah had a grooming award. That's nice. Geology creates a simple and effective skincare routine. You just go on, fill out the questionnaire based on what your concerns are with your skin and things like that, and it'll hook you up with a custom little kit, which I have here. As I get older, a little bit more sun damage and things like that, I like protection for my skin. I like a face wash that cleanses, and I like the under eye cream. It's really, really cool. Everyone has unique needs, including myself, like acne, dark under eyes, and anti-aging, and generally just clear skin and skin health, which was what I was looking for. I didn't grow up very bougie, so I was really never into men's skincare until I hit about 40 years old, and then everything changed. Geology sent me this pack, and it's really, really cool, and it comes with really easy to use instructions, and it comes with numbers on the bottle so you know which one to use. It's also a dermatologist grade personalized skincare routine, which I think is really cool. They've got 10,000 5-star reviews. People love the product, and I love it too after using it. You'll actually be surprised at how better your skin will be. I just did the under eye skincare, and it feels tighter. I don't know, I've never really used that type of product before, but I feel like my skin feels tighter and smoother. And it sucks having to sift through endless products. You head to Walmart, or you head to your store, and you look for products, and you look and you try, and it costs a lot of money. Geology gives it to you perfectly in a customized little box that gets shipped to you monthly. And you know how I love my amazing smelling stuff. They've got amazing smelling body care stuff. Basically, Geology takes care of all your bathroom needs. But as a guy who's aging a little bit and I'm on camera every single day, it's really important for me to have healthy skin and healthy looking skin. And the derm grade stuff is what I'm looking for. And because I'm outside working all summer on my deck and things like that and swimming and hanging out with the kids, you need the SPF protection for your skin, and that's awesome. When this moisturizing morning cream, it has that. And they sent me all this stuff based on my questionnaire and what was really important to me. What are you waiting? Your husband needs skincare. Even if he doesn't want to admit it, he needs it, okay? And you know he needs it. When we're younger, we could have used a bar of soap for our butt and our face, and we look like fantastic beasts. But now as we get older, the sun, everything kind of hitting, especially if you want to stay handsome, you got to get your husband some Geology. So what are you waiting for? Use my code below to get 70% off your first skincare trial set. That's a full month trial for only $12. You can't beat that. Plus you get a free gift plus 50% off on add-ons. Trust me, your skin and your husband's skin is going to thank me. I don't know how. It will write me a letter or something. It'll be like, thank you, DCP. And thank you, Geology, for partnering with me for this sponsored video. Again, use my code below to get 70% off your first skincare trial set. You're going to want to get this stuff. I promise you, it's awesome. Now, let's get to the video. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me. Today we're talking about wheelchair Rapunzel. Should be in prison, actually, if you believe what's going on right now and all the snark threads and everything else with what's going on with her. I highly, highly, highly believe it, actually. The things that she has done, that the receipts that people have gathered because of this, she literally keeps getting worse, and I did not think it was possible. So let's talk about it. All right, so wheelchair Rapunzel, Dacy is a person I've been covering for a little while. She's an unhinged creator who is disabled in a wheelchair, who has had a child and should absolutely not be watching children at all. We've uncovered so many things with her when it comes to alcoholism, not being able to take care of her child, being left alone with her child, hiring caregivers that are not licensed to do what they're supposed to be doing, just like friends sometimes, having strangers over at her house for cross-platform things, and oh my gosh, it's just absolutely bananas, the thing this woman has gone through, okay? And what she's put her own child through and her own family through. And I have had conversations with people in her life, and there are other illegal things going on too. I'm not allowed to tell them right now. I'm waiting for the permission to tell you guys all these things. But it's not just this, which we're going to take a look in a second. But before we get to the main topic, I want to kind of recap the things that she's posted recently, like this video.
Whatever, just fucking boring. That's easy coming from you. Why is life so fucked? I don't fucking know.
I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm trying not to go off the deep end. Give me a reason.
Everyone feels sorry for me because I have to make someone not only look after me, but also my daughter, because I selfishly had a child when I can't even look after myself. And that's, you know, a lot of people will be upset with this type of comment, but I wholeheartedly agree. Okay, if you can't even take care of yourself, can't wipe your own ass, you can't do anything, like, these are the cards we're all dealt, right? And I understand that sucks. I totally get it. And she's kind of made lemons with the lemon. She's made lemonade with the lemon she's had by creating a content that made her money. She does OnlyFans. Like, she has, for all intents and purposes, done good for herself, especially early on in her channel, until it all fell apart because of alcoholism, and then money just kind of compounded the crap that like, I feel like alcoholism always compounds either the good or the bad in somebody. Okay, I'm not joking. I know it sounds bad. Generally the bad, right? And so being addicted to something like alcohol and other things while taking many medications has just compounded who she truly really was, in my opinion. But this comment is true. If you can't look after yourself, why are you having a baby? And everybody's like, well, everybody deserves a child. No, that's not true, man. Not everybody deserves a child. Sorry, it's reality of the world. If you cannot even, like, wipe your own ass, you're not going to be able to wipe the ass of your child, okay? You're not going to be able to feed them. If you can't cook, if you can't take care of them in an emergency situation, you shouldn't have babies. She did it on purpose because she did it for content. That's what I'm telling you guys. She wanted to do what the other mommy vloggers were doing. She did it. She made a little bit of money doing it, and then she got called out because this baby's literally in danger. And I had Hannah come on, her ex-caregiver, and talk about the moment she almost choked on the birthday stuff, whatever, the fluff that she almost choked, or whatever it was called. Like I don't know what it was called. Damn it. But you know what I'm saying? We've had many people on exposing who she really was. She had the other guy creator come to her house, and he was just like, this is crazy, right? We've seen it all happen. Then this one, the follow-up to that.
I gotta pay someone to wipe my ass. I also gotta pay them to plug in my wheelchair in there, or else I can't go anywhere.
She can't even plug her own wheelchair in.
I also gotta pay them to put my daughter on my lap because she's 2 and I'm disabled and I can't do it. Gotta pay them.
She left this on her channel. She left this up.
It's probably the hardest part about being disabled. Having to pay to get your ass wiped. Not even kidding. Sometimes it's just a bit much to handle.
So why don't you turn a camera on and film yourself crying? I hate when people do this. Like, I get it sometimes. There are some things you got to put out there, and I've cried on camera, so I'm kind of a hypocrite when it comes to this. I was telling my story. I get that, but I don't like, if there's a moment of weakness in my life, I'm not turning the camera on to be like, look, everybody, look. I absolutely think that's one of the worst things humans can do, is do all that kind of stuff. So anyway, and everybody keeps going back to, like, we're not trying to be rude, but if you can't do that yourself, why you have a child, and yet you created life? Wow, sounds like she's drunk, and she's absolutely a flaming alcoholic. If you look at the snark thread, wheelchair _ Rapunzel _ which is my snark thread about wheelchair Rapunzel, I think there was an insider that said, hey, has she actually been sober? And someone said 7 days she tried, and now she's not sober at all, or 8 days. So apparently this 8-day sober thing was like the last time she was sober. And then she does videos like how he ate a hot dog as a disabled person. But more recently, so when I started covering her, it was about the child, right? Coming into life. And I was like, this is just, stop exploiting this child. There's like, already you're just going to expose this child to more heartache for the rest of her life, right? You're not going to be in her life for the rest of her life. That's for sure. You're going to either lose her, which you already have to a degree, or like you're gonna go off the rails and go do your own thing and you're gonna abandon her. That's what's gonna happen here. That's already happened twice. But then she said she flip-flop back and forth. I'm not gonna exploit my daughter. I'm not gonna do this. And then as soon as her daughter comes back after living with her mom, with Alex's mom, the kid's grandmother, she completely exploits the child just as like a, hey haters, here she is. See, I'm a good mom. It's not a go. But another way that she might possibly lose this child is by the story that came out about this. Now, Alex just talks about on camera crying that she has to pay someone to wipe her ass. But do you have to bring a 13-year-old child into your home to give you a bath? Because that's what happened here. Alex asked child in an elevator to come to her apartment and bathe her. Trigger warning, child SA. And there's no other way to put this. Alex is an adult, and if this is true, if this did happen, I think from Alex's own text messages, it's proven that to be true. That's SA. Just turn the tables on the sexes. If a grown disabled adult male had a 13-year-old girl come bathe him, like, the internet would be up in arms. We're up in arms now, but the internet would be way more up in arms, okay? This, no matter what you think, this is child SA. Like, legally, I think she might get investigated at the very minimum here, arrested at the very worst, and like charged. This is 14 hours later, more Q&A added to the post. This information came from Alex's most recently hired and now ex-caregiver, who shared screenshots of texts from Alex describing her point of view on the scenario. Now, this was on the other wheelchair Rapunzel thread that they lock it down under the stupidest things, which is why I created my own, which has 4,000 members. Mine is the very active one where we don't kind of gatekeep as much as the other side. Whenever you see me start a snark thread, it's because the other ones gatekeep and they don't allow snark. So start my own. My Doctor Day Doesn't has like 17,000 members in it, so I don't gatekeep. The information came from Alex's most recently hired. Now, apparently the new most recently hired, now ex-caregiver, was actually an active hater of Alex. We'll get to that in a minute. Basically, Alex was drunk and alone, and asked a child in an elevator to bathe her. He is 13 years old. I think Alex needs to be charged for this. Side note, I find it actually hilarious that this caregiver who spilled the tea was a member of the Snark subs before working for Alex. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, she just did that and it's predatory to go there and you went real world, you're a hater. That's kind of dangerous. I agree. Maybe don't do that. But at the same time, all this does is highlight the fact that you don't know who's going to be in your circles. If you're a very hated creator, if you create rage bait, there might be people trying to infiltrate your circles. You know what I'm saying? And that puts the child at danger. Already in more danger it already is in. That you had a person in your home that actively hated you and you had no idea who they were. That's crazy to me. This is the person. She hired me to help with Ari when she moved with Tracy. That I became a babysitter and caretaker. With the actual F, should I have been getting paid to do 2 jobs, not 1? Apparently a lot of it's been removed. She's admitted to me that she has to post a baby A so she can afford to take care of her. She makes the most money when she posts her. We all know that. I mean, she doesn't really take care of her kid either. Someone else does it while she drinks and talks on the phone all day, is looking at shit on her phone. We know that too. All right, so are you still caregiving for Alex? This is a Q&A with this person. I am not still caring for her. I've politely asked her multiple times to take the video down and stop profiting off videos of me because I'm no longer working for her. She refused. So if you are in contact with her and you ask her to take it down, she should take it down. That's just the way it is. And you can file privacy complaints and have them removed. Does this explain why we stopped seeing Bestie Selena? Bestie Selena might have come back around. I don't know, maybe that's who's caring for her now. I know she owes her like $2,500, so I don't know if she would ever even think about coming back. Selena is the Catch Me Inside pilot girl. Was A staying at the apartment with no caregiver? No, she was never there alone. Why am I not surprised? She won't last long at the Smiths. And that's because Alex is now at Noah's parents' house, and they help take care of her because that's their grandchild. Like, for all the things we say about Noah and his parents, they're the ones sticking by Alex. And, like, even though she's a trash human being, they're doing it for the child. Why am I not surprised she won't last long at the Smiths? I'm pretty sure they're already getting tired of her. Did she ever stop drinking? For like 7 days. I can tell you that she hasn't been sober not 1 day since Ari has been back. So your child comes back and that's when you start drinking again? You were sober, child gets back, stay sober. I'm really struggling to wrap my head around this. Between the SA, the child labor exploitation, and the police being called, how could she not have been arrested? That part though, she thinks because she's disabled she can't go to jail, but everything eventually will catch up to her, disabled or not. I wouldn't be surprised when it does happen. It's for a DUI in her wheelchair. Yeah, we've discussed this before too. You're not allowed to drive around in an electric wheelchair drunk. That's driving under the influence. She's driving the wheelchair. And apparently this 13-year-old kid, we're going to see the text and message, not to snark on you by any means, but based on your comment history, I can't help but ask, did you take this caregiving position for Alex knowing who she was? Yes, I knew a little bit about her in the Reddit, but I looked past it. I always try to see the good in people. Side note, girl, don't know how much I believe this. If you did it to snark more than then that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Did she ever consider going to rehab after that night with those 2 guys, or did she admit to trying to play sober for the followers? She couldn't go to rehab. She would have to go to a special facility. If she did go to rehab because of her condition, she did stop drinking for 7 days, if that. So the only places that can take someone like Wheelchair Rapunzel are going to have to be specialized institutions, and likely she'll lose everything because of it. And so go get healthy for your child. If charges are pressed, will she legally be allowed to stay in the same home as Ari? Oh, good question. I wonder the same thing. I assume not, but they didn't press charges. They just had her move out. Is she living in the Smith's garage? LOL, no, she has a bedroom she shares with Ari. Why doesn't any of this shock me? Alex is so disgusting, has zero shame, but my main question is, why does she never have any consequences? She's had some consequences, let's be real. She's a straight up predator. How the F is she allowed to still see her child with the state of Florida knowing damn well she's not a responsible parent? What in the ever living F? Well, her death case ended up getting closed once she brought Ari to her parents, but as long as she is caregiver, one of the Smiths, her death came around. So the only reason that she's allowed to have Ari is because they are either with her mother or with Noah's parents. She actually isn't the caregiver. She's just kind of living in the same place while the other parents are being the caretakers. And when it comes to CPS or family services, they always want to connect a child with family if they can. That's like their first priority. And so that's kind of what's happening here. And Alex is either going along with it or they're going along with it so they can have her. I don't know. It's really weird. And then here's more Q&A. Did the incident with the 13-year-old happen recently or back in December? Just recently. The texts were sent to me April 15th. So this happened last month. By the way, everybody, a drunk Alex went into an elevator, found a 13-year-old kid from her building, and said, "Can you come bathe me?" Oh my gosh. Who handles the OF content? When I was there, I wouldn't film her OF for her. That's one thing I would not do and told her I would not do. So instead, she would sell Noah's D on OnlyFans and give him money while he's in rehab, leading him into a relapse. He has relapsed several times now, and all the times were when she sent him money. Also, she's using that porn that they created without Noah's permission, by the way. I would think TCFS has to be involved, being that the baby is living with her now. It seems the police would be mandated to call them in a case like this. Like, you guys, the system fails children every single day of the week. Every single day. Thousands of kids are failed every day. Like, you think it should be, but it's not, okay? They're not involved. The baby wasn't there when it happened. Are you able to describe the agreement between Alex and Noah's parents? Are they helping with her care? Is she trying to control her drinking while around them? Has Noah been able to FaceTime or talk with Ari? They help her with her nighttime care, which is just putting her to bed and putting her BiPAP on. No, she isn't controlling her drinking. Tracy buys her beer for her. She never runs out of beer. They all drink in that house, and Noah has FaceTimed with Ari a couple times. Oh, they all drink. That's healthy for Ari. Thanks, family. I'm confused. You said there was never there alone, but in your long statement about how you got involved with Alex, you said baby was there overnight with Alex alone. She was never there alone since she has been back. I only met her one time before she left Alex's parents, and one time I found out she was left there alone. Don't forget, this is the second caretaker speaking up. These people, for whatever reason they're doing it because they are like appalled at what's going on. Hannah, the one that came on my show, was just an innocent girl who got wrapped up in this whole thing, and it's crazy what Alex did to her. You mentioned the one time before Christmas you put Ari to bed and left, and that Selena didn't return until the next day. To your knowledge, has Ari been left alone with Alex since she came back from Illinois? Since being back, she has not been left alone with baby 8 to my knowledge. But we know that she has. Maybe not in this situation, but she absolutely has been left alone. I'm going to double down on my prediction that Smiths took her in knowing that something was going to happen that would take Alex out of the picture. I did not think it would be due to a SA of a minor. And for anyone to say that it wasn't SA, by Alex's own definition, that's ableist. Just because she's in a wheelchair doesn't mean she can't SA a minor. If this isn't rock bottom for her, I can't imagine what's next. Honestly, I think Alex didn't even try looking for a place, and she acted like she wasn't looking for one. Well, she was looking for one and couldn't find one in time for her to be out. So Tracy felt like she had to offer her to stay there. And so here it is. Here's the message. Whew, this guys, buckle up. I wanted to tell you about the situation that happened. The police were at my house today and I almost got arrested because I did not have a caregiver last night. So I ended up asking this kid on the elevator if he could help me. And he's 13 years old. Apparently he did help me take a bath and get me in bed. And then apparently his mom found out he wasn't home and found out that he helped me. And she was super pissed off, so she called the police on me, and now I was like being interrogated, and I thought they were gonna arrest me for a second. I know it was a bad judgment call on my end, but I just really wanted a caregiver, and I haven't had any, and I was drinking, so it's just a bad situation. You don't get to blame SAing on drinking. I know everybody wants to try that. You can't do it anymore. Like, stop that. You don't go into an elevator and ask a 13-year-old child to come bathe you naked. You're disgusting. But apparently they were trying to convince her that to press charges on me, and they came to my apartment unit 2 times to ask me about what happened last night, and I told them everything, and they haven't been back here since then. I was having a full-blown panic attack. Not to press charges. I don't know if I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. I'm not really sure what to do, what they could do to me. If the mother should press charges on you is what they should do. There's absolutely no reason that you should have a 13-year-old boy bathing you. You're an adult woman. But I can tell you right now, I did not do anything sexual with that kid. That is freaking disgusting, and that's what the mom is making it seem like. It doesn't matter what it seems like. You don't do that. You don't get to do that. There's no like, oh, there's nothing happened. Are you out of your f***ing mind? I am right now. My mom told her the situation. Apparently she's talking to Selena about it, and Selena mentioned something to my mom that I didn't, and I'm effing pissed off about it. Like, why is Selena texting my mom about this shit? It's okay. That's what you're worried about. This is the text Alex sent to Jamie, the caregiver. When police were called to her apartment after an intoxicated Alex asked a child in her building elevator if they could bathe her, this did occur per Alex. And the child went home afterward and told their mother what happened. I'm assuming police were called immediately. Now, mother, if you're out there watching this, I'd like to have a conversation with you. See what went down, how this all went. Because there's a lot of context we're missing. And if you are watching this and you are out there, I say you fight. This is not acceptable for what your child went through. Think about this for a second. This is like there's a canon event in your child's life that he had to go bathe an adult woman in her apartment. That's crazy. Holy shit, when you couple this with the confession Alex made a few years ago about liking underage boys, it's even crazier. Texts like this last forever and can be used as evidence. What? And then this is what they were saying. What's my type? 17-year-old F-boy at F-boys. Clean shaven or can't grow a beard. Okay, 18 because now it's creepy. You're too old, like 17 years old. She put this on her own TikTok. She talks about how she likes young people and then had a 13-year-old boy come bathe her. I'm sorry. When that stuff exists on the internet, you're done for. What a horrible day to have eyes and be able to read. Dude, this is bad. Asking a 13-year-old to bathe you, I would have called the cops on her ass too. Well, as well as we press charges. There's so many other things she could have done instead. What a friggin' moron. I don't know how to say this. You just don't do this, man. Go to bed stinky. You already have tuna towels. Just go to bed stinky. As a mom of a 14-year-old boy, if she asked my kid to do that, I'd wreck her. At the very minimum, I'm not going to beat someone up in a wheelchair, but I'm absolutely pressing charges. And so I hope this is not over because this happened well over a month ago, and so far she's not been arrested, and that doesn't look like she's going to be arrested. And I don't care if it's because she's like, oh, it's ableist. No. It's not ableist. If she broke the law, no one's above the law! The fact that she doesn't understand having a random 13-year-old give you a bath is unacceptable is mind-blowing. The absence of sexual intent doesn't make it acceptable to have a 13-year-old get you naked and handle your body. Right? Exactly. For reasons unknown, she probably thinks it's cool to think underage boys are attracted to her. Most still have close relationships with their hands and socks. What's my type? Does TikTok have a day job? Looks barely legal. Abs. Probably a skater outfit. Did I get it? I guess she's got so many links about her talking about how she likes underage looking boys or underage boys. Why can't she just wait until she had a caregiver to have a bath? Actual moms know that we have gone without showers and baths. I'm sorry, this is disgusting and she's a predator. I hope Dad Challenge makes a podcast. I totally believe that this has occurred. Noah has claimed that Alex is a pedo before and that she has talked to underage guys online. It is interesting that this caregiver took the job after knowing about Alex with this snarker caregiver, the streamer from months ago, and now the 13-year-old kid. Who else is Alex inviting into her home? See, this is another conversation about this whole thing. Is how many freaking crazy stands or streamers and all these things always end up bad for her. She keeps bringing them into her home. One day it's going to end real bad for her. That's what's going to happen. Because there are bad people out there and she's millions of followers. They're already defending her on Facebook, claiming it's only one side of the story. There's no one side of the story because if you imagine it's your child. There's no one side to the story. There's not like, well, what else? What could possibly justify having a 13-year-old boy from your building come give you a bath? They're not licensed caregivers. It's illegal. You got online and talked about how you like underage kids. Like, are you out of your mind? There's no other side to this. You cannot go to bat for wheelchair Rapunzel in this. I don't care if she's in a wheelchair, if she can't feed herself. I don't give a shit all about all that stuff. This is unacceptable behavior. She's not a dummy. She's all there in her brain. So when she does these things, she does it on purpose. And again, the alcohol just amplifies who she really is. And this is TikTok in a nutshell. And people who go to bat for people like this. Even if Alex came out and literally said, I'm a pedo, her stance would be like, oh my God, you're a beautiful, strong, single mommy. It's totally okay. You were just desperate and had no support. That's exactly what it is. That's what the internet's like. So all that went down. And this is Jamie here in her comments. Okay, so here's how she got the job. So I got the job with Alex because one day I had seen that she made a post about needing someone to have more help with baby A. This is reaching out to fans for help. This is, again, a recipe for disaster. What if there's a Pluto out there who wants Ari? I'm not even joking. And I am trying to scare you, and that's scary as shit. What if there is someone out there who wants bad things to happen, and you're reaching out and you bring someone in your house clearly who's a hater? It's only a matter of time. So I sent her an email because I do have my CDA and have worked at many daycares. I was originally supposed to be hired as basically a nanny for baby A. Then she replied, had to meet me and Selena one day at Salt 7, and Selena ended up having to leave, and she asked me to stay because the Smiths were dropping baby A off that day. I met baby A as well and put her to bed, and I put Alex to bed. Alex then paid me and told me I could leave, that Selena would be back in 20 or 30 minutes. Come to find out she didn't come back until the next morning. So this comment makes me believe that the baby was left alone. And this person keeps saying, not to my knowledge. Well, to your knowledge in this comment, she was left alone. I don't know why she's so adamant about saying that. I think because she doesn't know, and she doesn't want to be sued. Had I known that, I would have never left that poor baby alone like that. After that, Alex had left to Illinois to her parents. This was December. I didn't hear back from her until the beginning of March, I believe, whenever she posted that very first Packy video. She asked if I could come help her. So I did, and baby A wasn't there around that time. Selena started to slowly stop coming around and had met her green card immigrant and had to plan her wedding and couldn't help. Oh, she's doing a green card wedding. That's nice. Selena had rented Ari's room, but never stayed there. She basically used it as storage. When I took the job, I knew about the Reddit. I knew some things, but wasn't reading it every single day 24/7 to really know everything, and just figured that she couldn't really be that bad. I always try to see the good in people first. I never planned on exposing her. I actually didn't want to expose her today, but today she posted that video, and the whole entire video is a video of me, and I do not think it's right that she profits off me when I'm not even working for her anymore. So I kindly asked her to take it down multiple times. I gave her 2 hours to remove all the videos that I was in, and she refused and called me immature and told me don't even know all the videos because some of them are just my arm. I don't care. It's still me and doing everything in the video. I told her to figure it out and take them down, and she wouldn't. So I figured if she wants to continue to use videos of me, then F it. I can only be so nice. So there she was admitting in this comment that Ari is left alone. So I'm not sure what she's talking about as far as videos are concerned, but so this all went down. Then she was forced to post these 2 videos.
I say I never saw this coming. That might sound naive, but in hindsight, what in the just happened?
And so what already I've never seen this, but already I know she's just going to deflect from the actual what's really happening. So the person released statements and released text messages with Alex admitting that she brought a 13-year-old boy, that she almost got arrested. She admits, this caretaker that admits Selena wasn't there and that she's left alone with Ari. And what she's gonna focus on is the fact that this person was in the hate threads. That's what she's gonna focus on.
Happened. Let's hop into it. So as a disabled person, I have to hire caregivers to help me with my daily living tasks.
Yes, and you never hire caretakers who are licensed to do it. You only hire people so you can get around this, whatever, I don't know what it is. Because you don't have to pay them enough. Because a real caretaker who's good at what they do will not film your OnlyFans content. They won't film your stupid videos. They'll just take care of you. And what you have to do is you hire people who are like up-and-coming influencers or wannabe influencers or your fans, which is super dangerous. So she does all that and puts her child in danger while doing it because a real caretaker who's licensed to do this ain't gonna put up with any of that bullshit.
Now, I've been doing this since I was 18 years old and I went to college. So I've been hiring people since, I was 18, so over 10 years. And overall, it's been a very good experience. I haven't had many horrors.
Has it been? Because you found ones that are going to feed you. That's another reason that a real caretaker you wouldn't get a real caretaker. They won't feed you your booze and your 15 cups on the counter. They won't do that. They won't allow you to get hammered and go clubbing with you and all that kind of stuff. That's why you don't hire proper caregivers, because you cannot live the life that you want to live. And these people, whatever you might be paying them, that's a job, that they're enabling you to be a complete and utter train wreck. That's enabling. They should also be held accountable.
Stories. My caregivers and I still keep in touch that I've had previously, but since I moved to Florida, it has been a complete shit show. And I feel like
you have been a complete shit show. Is that what you meant to say? Okay.
This is really important to talk about because disabled people deserve dignity, privacy, and I know I have a big...
Did children deserve dignity and privacy? Did children get that? No? Dignity and privacy. Are you kidding me? You have shown us everything. Literally, you can go to a page called OnlyFans and literally see everything. Dignity and privacy? Off. Okay, spare us all. Dignity and privacy. You're out of your damn mind. Girl, you talk about tuna towels. You drive around naked and flash your bits to people. Doing the zoomies in parking lots drunk. Are you serious right now? Dignity and privacy. Yeah, they do, but you don't do it to your damn self.
Social media presence, and I require all my caregivers to sign NDAs. And I guess I always see the good in people. I give them chances, even if they don't have any experience.
Just trying to feel. Look, I give them chances, even though they have no idea what they're doing. That's on you, stupid idiot. That's why you got to hire a professional, but you won't, because they won't give you your high noons in the morning for breakfast. Look, I'm so good because I hire people who have no experience. I'm giving you the benefit of. You got to be kidding me right now. You've got to be kidding me.
But I've had some very, very, very bad experiences here in Florida, and one very recently. This is kind of like a bit of a long story, so I might have to make more videos, but essentially I met someone 5 months ago that I hired, but then I ended up going to Chicago for a few weeks to be with my daughter for the holidays. Then I came back here, and she did start working for me. I did have her sign an NDA, and at that point...
An NDA really is only like, if you have the money behind to be able to sue somebody, if you have no money, if you're broke, your NDA means shit. And again, if you're only hiring people who have no money anyway, who are basically have nothing, what are you going to sue them for? Wheelchair grease? You're going to sue them for? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're not going to sue them at all. You have no money, Alex. You literally have nothing.
I had done several interviews, and I'm telling you, the caregiving situation has just been so challenging for me in Florida. It really wasn't like this in Chicago.
That's because all you do is party and drink, and you hire party and drinkers that can party and drink with you. You've yet to hire a proper caregiver ever once. Again, because it will not be able to give you what you want. They're not going to be like, oh, you want high noon? Oh, you want this? They're not, oh, you want me to film you farting in a jar for OnlyFans? No, they're not going to do that stuff. And that's why you don't hire real people to do this job. You hire morons.
And I was very, desperate for a caregiver. Selena was busy with wedding plans, getting married, and...
Is Selena doing a green card wedding? Because apparently that's illegal.
An extra set of hands. So she's been working for me for about, 2.5 months, something like that. And I had to let her go because she just wasn't able to fulfill the job that I hired her to do.
Also known as filming OnlyFans for her.
There's other things that I'm really not going to get into.
I'm not going to get into that other stuff, like 13-year-old boy bathing you? And drunk texting your friend and admitting it? No, you're not going to get into that? Of course you're not going to get into that. You're only going to get into what you think. Again, she'll focus and she tries to pivot because she doesn't want to talk about the real situation. She should be arrested for that.
She got very mad. And I come to find out that she originally was a Redditor on my Snark page that was talking crap about me before I even hired her.
Way to do some research, butt shit!
No idea. And now this is all coming out that up to a year ago, she was talking shit on this Reddit page about me. And then emailed me one day saying that she wanted to work for me.
And you don't... And here she is, she's kind of like flexing this. She's like, look, I didn't even know. And you don't... And it's not clicking in her brain at all right now that... This is who you are, and these are the people could potentially be coming to your house with your child. People who hate you, predators who follow your child, and you're not putting two and two together at all. And she's like, maybe I just got lucky, I guess. Oh my gosh!
So, like I said, had to let her go. I did it very professionally, in my opinion.
I don't think you did it professionally. Probably did it by text message.
As professionally as I could, and she did not receive it very well, so she decided to go online and start telling the internet a bunch of shit, regardless of the NDA.
Okay. What are you going to do about it?
One of my previous caregivers that I had to let go again, a few months and months ago, you guys know who it is.
Hannah.
Did the same thing, decided to go on a podcast, decided to talk crap on the Reddit about me and share my personal life, because I let her go and they were unhappy.
They weren't just unhappy. They were scared for your daughter. Like, you don't just be, you just unhappy, didn't like me because we had an argument. No. You, are dangerous for your daughter, and she was scared. And so she came out, and glad she did. I'm glad that there are now major receipts out there about who you really are, because this thing that came forward, it's only adding to the pile of shit that you have coming on your head. You should be arrested, Alex. And she's not going to talk about that, though, is she?
Context, in my over 10 years of hiring, probably, 30 people at least.
30!
Overall.
30!
I think I have let go maybe 3, 4.
Okay, so let's do the math here. Let's do some Alex Dacy math. You idiot. So you've had 30 plus caregivers. You've had to let go of 4. And you don't have any right now. So that leaves us with what, 26 caregivers that quit on you? Why did they quit on you? Did you mean to do this math that we should do together? So 26 people quit on you, and you only fired 4, because that's how many people have gone through. What does that tell you about Alex, everybody? The majority of the people hate her and they just quit.
And that's including these 2 past girls that I've had. I'm going to use this as a learning experience on what I can.
No, you're not. No, you're not. She said this exact same thing about exploiting Ari. Oh, I'm gonna learn from this. No, and you didn't, and you won't. You will not. You will continue to hire dumbasses who will just feed you booze. That's what you're gonna do.
What I can improve on in the future with caregivers, obviously NDAs don't mean shit. So
again, they only mean as much as you're willing to put law behind it.
You know,
you're poor, so
I'm gonna make some changes.
No, you're not. Here are the comments. A caregiver needs to keep confidentiality. It's so unprofessional and unethical what they did. They're not caregivers. They're literally people from the internet. They're not licensed caregivers. They're not licensed under any board so that when they do break confidentiality, they can't be released. They're just literally regular people. They're not required to do shit. Not when a crime has been committed. Alex asked a 13-year-old boy to bathe her. He did. That's a crime. Not when your laws are broken. That's true. You cannot keep confident. And they're mandated reporters. So I don't know who this person is, but I'm hoping she's the one who reported to the police, because that's mandated reporter behavior if you're a caretaker. But they're not really caretakers, so they're not even mandated reporters. So she broke the law, making the NDA not worth paper it's written on. Can someone tell me the tea? I'm kind of shocked by the comment, so I know there's a backstory I've missed. She asked a 13-year-old boy to bathe and put her to sleep. The old caregiver outed her. I'm really sorry you're going through this. Shut the f*** up. If she goes to a reputable company, they likely won't drink and party with her. Exactly. You'd be surprised. My grandmother-in-law was an alcoholic. They all would buy her beer and wine. No, that's incorrect. I work in the field as an adult. She's encouraged to do as she pleases as long as she's not posting danger to herself or others. Well, she is driving around drunk in her wheelchair. 30 caregivers. That's crazy. People usually have them for a while. Something's not right. Bingo. Why would her caregiver need to sign an NDA? Because she's an online personality. I mean, that's an easy one. It's actually terrifying, genuinely terrifying. But she didn't talk about yes, predators and pedos are terrifying. There you go. So you left your daughter in Chicago. I'm sorry, Alex. You don't deserve that. People are so quick to judge. So stupid. All right, let's go to the other one. Then there's one more here. This is the most recent.
Part 2 of how I hired an internet troll unknowingly. Again, just for
Part 2 of how I am stupid and dumb.
Sometimes I'm going to show you guys some of the receipts of what this person I hired was saying about me months and months and months before I hired her. This one, 216 days ago. She probably...
SS in comments. I think they're going to catch themselves outside. She probably has no time to make other friends. She's too busy taking care of Alex and baby.
Has no time to make other friends. She's too busy taking care of Alex and baby A. I'm assuming that's in reference to Selena. There was a thread talking about, like...
Because she looks like to catch me outside, girl.
Here's my hairy armpits. Like, power to the women. If you want to rock body hair, do it, baby. Because I do. She says, he probably has some type of weird-ass fetish for disabled chicks. Good God, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm assuming a reference to Noah. Love that. 328 days ago. She should not have taken the baby to the pool today. I live in Hollywood, Florida. She's not even 20 minutes away from...
Again, I know that you're exposing this girl for being a hater, and it's okay, but you hired a hater to come into your home with your child. This is on you, Alex. This is 100% on you, because you're not ever going to know who the person coming into your home is. This is all on you. You are putting yourself and your child in danger. Now, if you want to put yourself in danger, that's your own problem. But putting your child in danger like this, that's definitely on you, and you should definitely lose your child for this. And she's like, look, a hater. And she's like almost flexing the fact that she hired a hater to come in, not realizing and not connecting the dots that this is a hater that you brought into your home, you idiot. You do not know these people. You cannot know them. And so hire professionals from an agency then that can be vetted, have proper background checks with the police and everything else. You're out of your f***ing mind. Are you stupid?
In Fort Lauderdale, there was a heat advisory today. It was so damn hot outside. The real field temperature was 109.
That's not a hate comment. That's a person who is concerned for Ari that you have your child out in 109 degree weather. That's not a hate comment.
I'm just gonna eye roll.
Oh, just eye rolling? Oh, whatever. I'm a bad mom. Who cares?
40 days ago. No. 1 week. she turned her life around in one week of laughing face. Girl, I think you were someone that needs to be getting her life together. I think.
Alex, you're so stupid it hurts me. There are dumb people on this. Remember Micah? The vinegar socks? She was dumb, but you're ultra dumb. Like, dumb as a bag of shit. Dumb.
She needs to get some help for her mental health. It's pretty obvious. No, isn't the only one with these issues. We know that won't happen. No, she doesn't even keep up with her disability. Look how swollen her legs and hands have been. Shit, she doesn't even keep up with her basic hygiene.
That's true. Tuna towel. Why are you laughing?
You just have to laugh at this shit.
Why?
Year ago.
Why are you laughing?
And then this is kind of like overall like all the things that she's posted about me on my like subreddits, like several of them I guess. Like I said, like over
latest nose scrunch.
Yeah. And then I'm just seeing these honestly right now. She first messaged me in 2023. And then here you can see in December, she's just being very friendly and offering to help me out because she lives in the area. I am honestly still taking all this in. It's only been a few days that all this...
Notice how she hasn't talked about the 13-year-old boy that this woman exposed. Notice that. No, she just kind of conveniently just... Oh, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the hater that I brought into my home dangerously, but not going to talk about how I'm a predator. Oh, okay.
Coming to light.
Look at her little... She's so cocky about it, too. Like, she's like, I'm not a hater and inadvertently, you moron!
But very, like, be careful. The world is...
Be careful. Thanks,
not
Alex.
a nice place, and...
We'll be careful.
People are not trustworthy.
You're right. I won't bring in strangers to help take care of my children. Noted. Got it, you donut. You're so very welcome for... I think this is her here, Jamie Lynn. You're so very welcome for helping you get food stamps and RE health insurance for the first time ever in her life. Oh, the tea is hot. The tea is piping. That's 12 hours ago. I'm proud of you for doing your job. You were paid to do it. She was paid to help her daughter get health insurance? Yeah, she was her caregiver. Why haven't you blocked her, Alex? Block her for telling the truth? Wait, are you the caregiver she's talking about? Yes, that is her. Why would you troll and then look to work for her? Gosh, that's a lot to process. I'm sorry this happened. And again, she's not going to comment on that because it's not been brought over to TikTok yet. There needs to be people making... I guess I can make a TikTok or whatever. But Alex, this needs to be out there. Like, you're a pedo. Imagine I brought a 13-year-old girl into my home to bathe me. I would be in prison for... I should be in prison for the rest of my life. Flip the freaking tables. Even with a disabled person. Flip the tables. A 30-year-old man in a wheelchair getting a 13-year-old girl from his building to come give him a bath. The guy would be in prison. Why is she getting away with it? Can't you use a professional agency? Good question. Can't she not break laws and be a predator? If she makes too much dollars, she doesn't qualify for someone under the health insurance. I promise she doesn't make enough money. Okay? Alex is absolutely broke. How do you think the little boy feels? Good question. Who's the boy? The boy child, she had bathed her, which is how she was evicted. She met him on the elevator. Wow, that's crazy. P.S. My eye is super irritated. I think I got hair in it. Cat hair in it. And yet everything she wrote was correct. I'm so sorry. Why are you sorry? This post by Noah now seems relevant. It says, it's so weird that Alex would talk to guys that are literally under the age of 18 because she's into that. So effed. Back in March, Noah posted this during one of their weird back and forth posts on Instagram stories. He deleted not long after posting, and WR deleted all her posts about him. Yeah. Do we know if anyone has confirmed this beyond? I'm sure it'll be downvoted like hell, but a police report was obviously filed. I don't want to believe this a person who's raising a small child. I'm so sad for the baby. I know other mods do their due diligence, but this makes me so sick. I don't want to believe it's true. The poor baby, my heart is broken. So someone's asking for a FOIA request for a police report, but what we're going off of right now is Alex literally in the text message between her and Jamie. And she hasn't come out and said that's fake. But this is what she said. Some of you might have seen there's been a bit of drama going on surrounding a caregiver that I had to let go. Unfortunately, when you have to let someone go and they are angry, they can decide to go and try to retaliate by defaming you and creating rumors. I require everyone that works with me to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and this individual signed one upon me employing her. Regardless, there was gross negligence with her breaching that contract that she signed. If you have followed me for a while, this isn't the first time this has happened with a disgruntled caregiver that I had to let go because they could not carry out the job I'm employing. Don't forget, Hannah did not sign the NDA. Obviously, there can be legal recourse for breaching a non-disclosure agreement, but I'm more focused on my daughter than the internet rumors. No, you're not, because you're making posts about it. Sure, Jan. Exactly. Sure, Jan. Again, she's not going to comment on the 13-year-old boy, right? Why not? She's just skirting it. She's such a lying F. She belongs in prison. If there is an NDA, I bet it was fake. Something tuna trash downloaded from the internet. It's an NDA. An NDA can't be fake just because it's not written by a lawyer. If there is language in there and you've both read the language and you've both signed the document, it's a binding contract. So it's no such thing as a fake NDA. It can only be enforced if you're willing to pay the money to enforce it, though. This is one thing that a lot of people are coming, and I think this is a very important point. She's so ableist. She believes that she's above punishment for being jailed. I think Alex, that's her stuff in a nutshell. She feels like she's above the law. She can't be hurt for it. Because she's in a wheelchair and she's had a rough life or whatever the case may be. So she feels like she's getting away with it. And it sounds like she sort of is getting away with this. And so if you're the parent of this child out there, I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to have a conversation with you about maybe figuring out how you can get her charged if you need some help with this stuff legally. I mean, I can't believe the police haven't charged her yet. It's been over a month. If this actually happened, then why is there no charges? Because if you're letting her get away with this, she's just going to go do it to someone else when she's drunk next time. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, so I'm not saying it's your responsibility. I'm just saying you have some power here to stop her from being able to do it in the future, and so I encourage you to do so. Okay, Alex is absolutely crazy. And I had stopped talking about her for a while because I feel like she was just going off the deep end, and I don't like... At some point, it's like you don't kick someone when they're down. Like, I thought she was over. She's going to go off the internet and walk away from all this, and that's what she should have done. She won't do it. She refuses. And she's an idiot. And this kid is actually in danger. She's bringing in actual people that hate her into her home. Strange. Remember those other kids that came in because they wanted to do a content thing with her? And they were like, this is crazy. And those guys weren't dangerous for her. But luckily they weren't. Okay? Because the next one might be. And so Alex is out there saying like, I heard, I hate her. Don't flex that. It just means that you have zero chance of doing background checks on anybody. That's why you will not use a preferred agency that does those types of things because you can't afford it. Or you can afford it, but you don't want them because they won't do the things you want them to do. You are crazy and you are selfish and you need to stop and you need to get off the internet and you need to get yourself help and you need to get Ari out of that situation. Okay? And again, that's not the only laws that she has broken, by the way. And when I'm allowed to tell you about the other laws, it's going to blow the shit wide open. She could absolutely go to prison for this other law that she's broken. So until I'm allowed to tell you, I'm not going to tell you, though, because I promised my person that has given me the inside information that I wouldn't without their permission. So I'm just waiting for it, and maybe it'll never come out. But she has done some bullshit, okay? Some crazy bullshit. Not just this. And this is like the tip. Again, just flip it. Or put your child in that scenario. If that was your child that happened to, right? This is not acceptable in any way imaginable. I don't care if you're in a wheelchair. That's crazy to me. Anyway, everybody, take a deep breath. This is crazy. And I'll continue to follow this and watch this, but comment down below. You think she should be in prison? I absolutely think she should be in prison. That's like, there's just no reason she's out there still zooming around in a wheelchair, like without being held accountable for this. This is crazy. Just being evicted is not enough. Okay, being away from that child is not enough. That's crazy. But thanks for being here, guys, for these conversations. I appreciate you. Hope you're having an amazing day. Don't forget, someone has a huge crush on you. You're amazing, incredible, and valuable, and I will see you when I see you.